Hello folks, Chef Stephen Allen here with another one of my food-related hobby videos. This time I have a recipe, but not for you. This recipe is for my bees. I suppose, if you think about it, giving this recipe to the bees and then the bees in turn making us honey is a recipe for us. So follow along as I create some bee fondant. You've probably heard the term before, fondant, on top of one of those wedding cakes, something like that. Similar product, a little bit different for the bees, as you're going to see in the recipe. But this is the time of year, a gorgeous day like today. It's 6 or 7 degrees Celsius, first week of February, to get into the bees and to see how they're faring for the winter. So my goal today is to see if they have enough food stores. You must be wondering, with the Grand River flowing the way it is and not frozen over like it normally is this time of year, or there not being snow on the ground, that this must be much better for the bees. Well, it isn't really, because on days like today, the bees are much more active, or even on days for the last week or so when it's been 4, 3, 2 degrees, they are much more active. And with that activeness is the same as you or me. If we're out running around burning a lot of calories, we need a lot more consumption to put that output out there. So the bees as well. So where do they get the consumption? They're going to be eating all of the honey within their hive. In my apiary of 9 hives, I'm going to be opening them up and I'm going to be seeing if they're healthy and if they have enough food stores. Hopefully they've collected enough honey in the fall, and hopefully I put in a little bit extra sugar for them on top. If they eat through those honey stores, they'll get to the top of the hive and they'll find this extra cache of sugar that I left them in the fall. My goal is to open up very quickly, take a look at the bees, and if they're already into that store of sugar that I left them, I'm going to leave them some fondant as well. So follow along, it's going to be fun. For those of you who are not beekeepers, this is going to be a very interesting video, and especially when I get into the bees and you're going to see the bees roaming around and coming out at me, and some of them being very gentle actually. And for you beekeepers, if you don't know fondant and you don't know about feeding your bees in the winter, particularly newbie beekeepers, this video is for you. Please keep the recipe and make this stuff up and get your bees healthy and happy through the winter until we get those maple trees blooming and getting some pollen from those, and the dandelions full of nectar. Okay, enjoy. Okay, first week of February. Let's see how these girls have done for the better part of winter so far. I'm here to help. As you can see, there's some sugar that I left from the fall. I just poured some sugar on top of some newspaper, and they are eating it readily, which means that they probably need this. Okay, call me crazy, but I really want to check out my insane hive. This hive I was considering killing last year. They were so nasty, but I couldn't bring myself to do it because the queen was so productive and the hive productivity was amazing, but there was no possible way, even full suited, this hive was dangerous to get into. They were nasty. I allowed her to live. They're very, very, very strong, or they were when I closed them down. Productivity wise, this hive is so good that I would love to use her eggs as my mother queen eggs for my nukes that I'll be making this spring. However, I really don't know if I want the nasty gene that she's carrying. However, the one saving grace is that I had to make a nuke from her in June last year. And that nuke is a spectacular nuke. So they turn into a great hive themselves. And the queen was quite delightful. So obviously the genetics come from the mother, but also comes from the father. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see how nasty they are. Well, they're very, very hungry, as you can see. Let's see what's left for sugar here. Oh, there's a little sugar left, but let's get rid of my doggy mat that I like to use to sop up moisture. Oh yeah, they're just as I remember. They're pretty nasty. Girls, I'm helping you out here. Look. Yeah, she is such a strong queen. I would hate myself for offing her, but I am swarmed in the Vale right now in the first week of February. Folks, thanks for joining me on another one of my food-related hobbies. For those of you who are beekeepers, you will probably agree with me that getting into the hives this time of year is not only integral for the health and welfare of your bees, but it is also for us, because a couple of months away from our bees, getting in there and looking at them and playing with them is an itch that really needed to be scratched. Those of you who are not beekeepers, I hope you enjoy the fun of the bees flying around and the process in which it takes, even through winter, to get honey in the spring, summer, and fall. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so, folks. Pass this along to friends and family. I have some other great videos out there. You'll see these beautiful black walnut trees behind me. There's a video of tapping those and making syrup, just like you make maple syrup. A lot more of those videos are to come when I can find the time, because I'm a busy man and I wear a lot of different hats: beekeeper, chef, fisherman, gardener. Okay, until next time, we will see you, and I hope you enjoyed that. Bye now.